Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out some new makeup, doing some first impressions on camera with you guys. I feel like I've been buying a bit too much makeup lately. Just at home, I feel like I get bored, I get on websites, I see all these sales, and I'm like, I need everything. So I've gotten a lot of stuff to kind of test for you guys, so I thought it would be fun to film this today and try some new stuff. So I have some really fun things to test out. I put in this little bin here that I have not used yet. So I want to go ahead and we'll start with the face. So I'm going to grab my Tatcha primer. I haven't used this at all yet, surprisingly. I got this at the Sephora sale for 20% off. It's the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. I did kind of test it out on my hand and it felt very similar to the one that's in the pot. It's like a similar finish for when it dries. So I'm going to pump out about this much and just kind of place this all over the face. It totally smells like the original as well. I do feel like this is a good primer if you want something that's more like pore filling. It's going to be really smooth on the skin. This is kind of how it looks. It gives me kind of a more matte finish, just a very smoothed over effect, which I really like. I think I would use this a lot more than I would use the one in the pot, so you don't have to like dig your fingers in it. This one just pumps out and it's much more convenient. The next product we're going to try today is this from Tarte. I've been dying to try this. It's their Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. So just a light tinted moisturizer. I feel like very easy light makeup, but very glowy has been so in right now with all the different cream products and then more light coverage foundations and tinted moisturizers. So luckily my skin has been pretty good for now. I do have a couple spots here and there. I think I can get into these more. Usually I'm more of like a full coverage girl, but I've been loving how people's skin just looks so fresh and dewy, which I want that. Of course, I have oily skin, so it's hard for me to achieve that effect without being like too much. But we'll see how this is. I chose the shade Light Beige. I do have a little bit of a tan on, so my neck's a bit darker than my face. Hopefully this will match good. I am going to apply this with a brush. I always use the Sigma brush, the flat Kabuki F80. It's just my go-to for everything. Sometimes I'll use a beauty blender, but I feel like with this I want a bit more coverage. Alright, so I think this color is a little bit lighter than the rest of my face, but we should be able to bronze up the skin a bit later. But it definitely is more of a tint and doesn't have a lot of coverage. Okay, so now that's kind of all blended in, I wanted to give you guys just an up close and a personal look at it. It's definitely more just like fresh is the word that comes to mind when I think of this. It's very natural. There's not a lot of coverage there, but I feel like it just kind of evens everything out, so it's something that I could easily use on like a light makeup day or if I just want to kind of even the complexion. So far I think it looks nice. I'll just have to cover up with a little bit of concealer. So I am going to go in with this just on my spots. For now, I will use it under the eyes as well, but I wanted to do like our eyeshadow before that. But I'm just going to dot this on my hand and then I'll use it to cover up any extra spots I have, like this one here that just popped up yesterday, which is so annoying. I think it's from my Estee Lauder foundation because I use that for photo shoot days when I need extra coverage, but then I feel like it does break me out a bit, but I just can't find anything that actually lasts on my face all day for photos and stuff like that. It's my favorite full coverage, but yeah, it does have some pore clogging ingredients. A trick I actually saw for really stubborn blemishes, like the ones that are really irritated and red and they keep like showing after you put concealer on, is to put the concealer on first and then dab some powder over it, like so, and then put the concealer on again and then powder again. I know it's a lot of layers, but trust me, it works and it will keep that baby covered. See, it's like not even there anymore. No redness. literally the best trick I've ever seen in my life. Next, we're gonna jump on over to the eyes, and I'm gonna use my little Natasha Denona mini retro palette today, and I'm so excited to use this. I've only swatched it so far, but I'm loving the color scheme here. I feel like we can get a really easy, fast look with this. So we're gonna go ahead and go into this shade here, which is Vintage Taupe, and use this in the crease. It looks so light in the pan, but it actually goes on pretty dark, which is perfect for that crease color. I was a little bit worried that it would be too light. Next, I'm taking a wet little flat brush here, and I'm going to go into this peachy shimmer shade, and that's going to go all over our lid. This one's kind of a satin finish, so it's not as metallic as some of her glitters. So if you want something a bit more subtle, you could leave it at that, but I'm going to go in with my finger and use this Galaxia shade on top, and this will really amp up the shine and sparkle. Oh, that's beautiful. It almost has a green shift to it, which really goes well with the palette. This is definitely an easy look that I could do for just every day, and it's absolutely stunning. I just love Natasha's formula. So next, I do want to take this greenish, like olive shade, and use that on the lower lash line. This one will look a little bit more gray when you put it on. And I am going to run a bit of that green shimmer in there, which is Industrial, on top. So that's it for the eyes with this palette. I would say it's a nice little palette. It creates a really gorgeous look. There's not a ton you can do with it since it only has 5 shades, but I feel like it's very easy and effortless with this little guy. So that was the mini retro. I do want to clean up under the eyes a bit with some concealer, so I'm going to use that Pat McGrath one again. By the way, I'm in the shade L5 for this, and so far I've really been liking it. I feel like it has excellent coverage. I think I could definitely go a bit lighter in the color, but it does work for me. And I will be setting underneath the eyes with the Too Faced Peach Powder again. Next, I'm going to speed through doing my brows. I have my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and Benefit Gimme Brow Plus. So next I'm going to use pretty much all cream products because I'm obsessed, but I have not used this yet on camera. I tried it once on the face. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but again, from Tarte, this is the Breezy Cream Bronzer in Seychelles, and I also bought the little brush to go with it, which is so cute. I don't know what it's called, but it's meant to be for this cream contour. So I'm going to dip into this with the brush and apply this straight to the cheekbones. So I just kind of do a line back and forth. I'm going to make sure to blend up instead of blending down. I do really like the color of this one, and it actually is pretty pigmented compared to like the Fenty ones. Those ones blended out and blended kind of away really easily. This one I feel like is a good color, and it kind of stays put more. I'm going to blend that out a bit more, but I take the excess and I blend it down my neck a bit and along the forehead. I don't like too much product up here. While I like that brush to kind of sculpt, I do like to blend out a bit more with something a bit more fluffy, just to blend out the edges. Alright, so that's pretty much blended out. I feel like that one's really nice if you want a cream bronzer that you don't have to like apply more bronzer on top of. This one you can definitely wear by itself. Next for cream blush, I cannot believe I have not used this yet, but this is from MAC. I've been dying to try it. It's the Glowy blush in Cheeky Devil. I love the clear packaging on these. I think it's so much fun. I really need to get another brush for cream blush. It's like a tongue twister almost, but I just have this one from Sigma. I've been using it with everything, so I'm trying to get like any excess color off. I need to get more, but I love these duo fiber brushes for the blush. I feel like it works really well, so I'm going to dip into that and do that kind of on the apples of my cheeks and blend up. I do find this color to be extremely light. I should have got something a bit darker, I think. It does seem to be building up actually now. But this is definitely more of a natural shade. We're going to go in with one more cream product. This is the iconic London Illuminator. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I have not used it yet. I was a little bit nervous about the color, so we'll see how this works. I'm going to dab a little bit onto my hand, and then I'll use a highlight brush to blend it into the skin. I'm going to use this really fluffy one from Moda Brush. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is actually very gorgeous. It's definitely not as dark as I thought it would be, but it's extremely glowy, so it's very intense. So that's kind of how it's looking. It's very beautiful, but it's a little too much for me. I do go ahead and powder everything when I'm done. Even with cream products, I still like to put powder over because of my skin type. It's more oily, so I don't want to get too greasy and I want my makeup to last. So I'm just dipping into the Peach Perfect powder again and just kind of dabbing this onto the face. I'm not trying to move the product or anything, but just to add some powder in because my natural oils will eventually take over in a couple hours. Alright, I'm going to apply some mascara. I probably should have done that earlier. This is the Tarte Surfer Curl mascara that I'm going to use today because it is one of the newer ones that I have. But I do really like this one. It does have a thinner wand, so it's easy to get into the lashes and really lengthen them. This one can clump up a bit, so I'm trying to be careful and kind of trying to spread out so nothing's like sticking together too bad. Alright, next I have the lips. So I'm actually going to use this lipstick from Lawless, which I literally bought this, I don't know, I feel like I bought it last year and I could not find it for the life of me, and I finally found it recently. Do you guys ever just like lose your makeup and you're just like, where is it? Because this has happened to me a couple of times now, but I found it in the back of one of my drawers, and it's this Lawless lipstick in the shade Platinum, which is this beautiful, cool, light nude. So I'm going to apply this all over. Yes, this is exactly the nude I used to wear back in the day. It's extremely light pink nude, but I love it. I just had to show you guys that. This formula feels really nice. It's really creamy. I might have to get a couple more. But I won't leave it like this because I know this kind of style is not really the most popular right now. So I'm going to top it with this Buxom gloss in the shade Irish Coffee. And this one's a little bit more of a warmer nude. So this will give some more pigmentation. Oh, it smells amazing too. Oh, I love the color together. Alright, so this is the finished look that we came up with using some new makeup. I actually really like how everything is looking. I feel like we created a really nice, just natural, glowy look that was really easy to get using a lot of cream products. And I feel like this kind of a look is going to be so popular for the spring and summertime right now. And it looks good. And even like the tinted moisturizer, I feel like looks really nice on the skin. It's not too dewy. So this actually might be a new favorite for me. I'm really excited to see how I like it when I continue to use it. But overall, I think everything performed really well. I don't really have very many complaints other than what I've said in the videos on just different tips for you guys to use it. I don't really think any of these are bad products based on my first impression. So that's going to be it for today's video. I'll have these products linked down below if you guys are curious about them or if you have any other questions. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys. Colorblind, yeah.